Hey friends, welcome back to a new video today. I want to give you a quick reminder to firstly be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself because you're walking an incredible journey. Like no one else is going through what you're going through. Many of us may have similar experiences, similar emotions, but what you're going through is uniquely your own, and therefore nobody else can truly give you an honest advice that may help you to maybe to propel yourself forward or to push yourself forward at the times of need, or to find a sense of grace at the times when it feels like you're losing it. So a quote that today really reminded me of, it gave me a spark of meaning, was that it goes like this: go within and find your inner strength so the world will not shut off your inner fire. And it is an important reminder because every single day we can give ourselves a moment of peace so we can find this inner strength that is giving us a reason to wake up inspired, to wake up prepared for the day in front of us. But what's really powerful that I found out in my life recently as we moved to a new place, I recognized that I'm feeling much happier than I was before. Like before I go to sleep, I find out that I'm really looking forward even more for the next day than before. So I've noticed this was something that I really needed. And for most probably for 1 year, me and Maya felt like we need to move to a new place, and we're kind of procrastinating on this idea because there's so much things to package and to take care of everything. So we were procrastinating, not really being aware of how much we needed it. But once we've initiated this idea and we found a new place, we've manifested such an incredible new home, I've recognized how much happier I am here. Like we're surrounded with incredible nature. And just today I went for a run and I was smiling all the time. I've broken my personal record. I went for 11, almost 12 kilometers, which I'm not a runner so much, so it's a lot for me. And I just couldn't stop because it was so beautiful. And I've noticed, well, sometimes what we're procrastinating the most is what's the most needed, right? And we just need to give ourselves a permission to really make a change that is important. But be proud of yourself because those are not easy tasks, right? You've most probably noticed that life is truly all about transformation. Like learning will get you to a certain degree, but transformation is what will keep the momentum going, right? You will notice that transformation is what kind of inspires you to let go of the old and really try to embody what you've learned. And therefore, you're constantly becoming a new version of yourself. But most of the time, people wait painful experiences to be transformed, or they wait something really hard that happens in their lives to be transformed. And I just wanted to remind you today, you don't need to wait these painful events. You don't need to wait to get sick. You don't need to wait for your relationships to fall apart or to lose money, to become broke or whatever in order to transform. You can ask yourself today, who I truly came here to be, who I truly came here to be. And this question should only lead you deeper into a spark of meaning, a spark of inspiration, a spark of motivation for yourself. Like, this is why I'm waking up in the morning. This is what makes me feel alive. This is what reminds me of who I truly am. This is where I belong. This is what I should do more of. This is what I truly love. This is what gives me a sense of passion. And when I'm doing that, I feel passionate. When I'm doing that, I feel alive. When I'm doing that, I'm feeling the most of myself. So when you focus on that, you don't embody truly yourself. You embody the essence of yourself. You embody the spirit, right? The first Hermetic principle says Everything is mental. The world is mental. The principle of mentalism, what does it say? It doesn't say you are the mind or you're living in the mind of the creator. It says that everything is the mind of God. Life is happening in the mind of God. And you are the mind of God, but you've conditioned yourself into someone who maybe needs to transform your identity into something bigger. And the only way that it can truly happen is to find out your unconditional self. What is your unconditional self? It's the part of you that's experienced when you feel love, when you feel passion, when you feel incredible amount of bliss and joy and reverence. It leads you into deeper degree of your divinity, your unconditional self. And every time you tap into this part of you, you recognize you're much more than you ever thought that you are. You're much more than you ever believed that you are. That's why meditation can be so powerful. If every single day you take time and make, or just, let's say, maintain the relationship with this unconditional you. So you can recognize that every single day you can draw something from there, something unknown. And therefore in exchange you let go of something known. Like, I don't want to be this fearful person anymore. I don't want to be this person who is procrastinating. I don't want to be this lazy person anymore. I don't want to be this sad person anymore. I will embody more joy. I will embody more happiness. I will draw more happiness from within. I will draw more passion from within. I will draw more love from within. And sometimes when it feels hard to do something like that, go outside and observe the nature. Observe a movement of a tree. Do you think that tree feels limited, or do you think it's dancing in the wind? What do you think? When you observe it, try to think like a tree. It's a practice sometimes I'm doing when I go outside and I observe the nature, I observe the movement, and I ask myself, how would it feel if I would be so gentle? How would it feel if I would become so free that I can move without thinking that I need to move, right? Effortless movement. Isn't it what the flow of life is all about? Finding such a deep tune within you that all the work that you do feels effortless, because suddenly you get so in sync with your flow that you don't need to think about what you should do, because everything you need to do just comes spontaneously, naturally, through your heart. Isn't it a real flow of nature? And we're only learning to find that tune within. But we can only find it if we connect with it daily, if we make a relationship with it. So I began this video with a saying to yourself, an encouraging saying to yourself, be proud of yourself. Because even though you're still most probably not living in that synchronization completely, you're looking forward to find a deeper tune every single day, which means every single day you're getting more connected with yourself, and therefore you're kind of leaving behind the old you that was outdated. And therefore you're becoming a new self. You're becoming a new self that is more unconditional, that is more loving, that is more connected with everything. And therefore your state of being is rising, and your consciousness is expanding, and your awareness of possibility is just becoming more and more open. And therefore you don't wait things to happen. You know that things find you always at the right time, because life just supports you. More we become connected with life, more we recognize, well, when the nature needs rain, the rain will come. When the nature needs wind, the wind will come. When you need money, the money will come. When you need relationships, right people will find you. When you will need new job will find you. When you embody this level of trust, you stop pushing opportunities away. Most people are really having this sense of resistance for the things that could come in their lives just because they're constantly looking when they will appear. You don't need to look when they will appear, because they will always appear when we will stop looking. You've experienced that before. You were waiting something to happen, but it never happened until you've forgotten about it. As soon as you've forgotten about it, it happened, right? Isn't that so? And that's how life works. It works in a way that life wants you to be surprised. So to be surprised is a really state of manifestation. That's when we are manifesting the most. When we're in a state where we are ready to be surprised. And to be ready to be surprised means that you shouldn't expect anything. So you see, it's a big difference from self-improvement, where you're improving yourself to reach certain results. Yes, you don't improve yourself to reach certain results on this level. You actually stop expecting anything to happen, and you start reaching deeper degrees of yourself that can make you more in tune with this sound of life, that can make you more in sync with joy, with love, with something you really like. Like in your daily life, you kind of navigate yourself towards activities, towards thoughts, towards people who make you feel connected with life. Like if you are an athlete, let's say you love sports like I do, I will not choose a sport that make me disconnected from everything. So I love to go into the gym, but if it's possible, I will most probably go outside into the nature and do a workout there. I love movement, but I will always choose the one that will take me outside into the nature, like going on a bike, going for a run, or anything like that. You know, you could go into a gym and do all things there. You could run on that track, or how it's called, but it's never a same experience. It's quite boring for me. So I always choose activities that make me feel alive, that make me feel connected with life. And every time I come back home, I feel more alive, I feel connected. So when I'm reflecting on how I'm thinking, how I'm expressing myself, I will identify the thoughts that I was unconscious before. Only so I recognize, okay, I don't want to think that way anymore. It doesn't help me, it only makes me feel limited. So I will identify the thoughts that doesn't support my transformation, only so I can change them for the greater one, higher ones, right? We are not making up thoughts. Thoughts are making us, right? And once we identify the thoughts that we don't want to be defined by anymore, we need to notice them. So we clearly say to them goodbye, right? And we invite higher thoughts, thoughts of higher coherence. You need to find them for yourself. Sometimes affirmations on this level can be very powerful, but affirmations will not work if you don't firstly identify the unconscious thoughts that are kind of anchoring you somewhere. That's why once again I'm saying to be proud of yourself, because this is not an easy work. And in school, they were not teaching you that. In any religious practices, they were not teaching you that. Anywhere you've been, they were not teaching you that. So you've kind of needed to find your own way to come across this kind of knowledge, this kind of let's say, practices that can help you to slowly leave your old version behind and refresh yourself with some higher frequencies, more coherent thoughts, more coherent activities, more coherent relationships. And of course, more coherent relationship with yourself. Start loving yourself more. Be proud of yourself for loving yourself more. You haven't come here just to push your body to its limits. You've come here to know your body and know its limits, but to love it because it is carrying you through life, right? If you just come here and abuse your body will say, I have enough of you and it will burn out. It's not what you've come here to do. Body is your vehicle, it's your temple, right? So honor it, appreciate it. Like a house, we're cleansing our houses. Cars, we're cleansing our cars. We know so much about all these spaces, but we know so little about our bodies. So what about nutrition? It's an act of love for yourself. The water you're drinking, it's an act of love to yourself. So once all these activities and relationships and thinking becomes more coherent, we will recognize, well, I feel more in tune with life. I feel more in tune with the verse, the universe, right? And suddenly you become united with that verse and you become one with the universe. And again, it's a process, so be proud of yourself for tuning into this process, for not giving up. There are people who are coming, watching these videos for 5-6 years, not giving up. I'm so proud of you, my friends. I'm so proud of you. It's been a wild journey for many of us, right? But we are still here and we are stronger, wiser, smarter, more intelligent than ever. So be proud of yourself for that. Be proud of yourself. Tap yourself like this and hug yourself and say to yourself, well, I truly love myself. I love myself for who I have become. And everything that you want, know that it already exists. It already exists. Maybe you haven't tapped onto that frequency yet, the frequency of that new reality, but it already exists, and through synchronicities you're noticing it exists. If you reflect on tiny little miracles that happened each day, notice them. What blissful things happened yesterday that reminded you of the miracle of life? You will notice there's many things that happened. I know in my past, when I was ending my day, I was thinking like, what didn't happen today? Like, what great things didn't happen today? And it made me feel sad and kind of separated from what I want. But then I needed to make this shift, like, what magical happened today? So now when I'm ending my day, I use my journaling block. I open it and I write in what magical happened today. So I get reminded that magic is following me. It is finding me. Miracles are finding me. Synchronicities are finding me. And more I'm noticing them, more I'm staying in this state of being surprised by so many new mystical events that are just taking place in my life. So many nice, kind, incredible people are coming into my life. So many wonderful things are happening because I've started noticing them. So ask yourself what magical happened today, or perhaps yesterday, and how it made you feel. If you go to sleep with this state of really being magical, like mystical things are happening for you, you are a mystic. When you go to sleep like that, nothing is impossible, right? Most people go to sleep stressed and anxious and sad and scared, like, why nothing is working in my favor? Well, maybe because you are constantly focusing on what didn't happen, right? Maybe if you start noticing more of the, links that actually took place. Some links were produced by you, some links were built by you, like the transformation that happened, the growth that happened, the self-care that you've started implementing in your life, the mindset that changed, the routines you've started applying. Now all these things take time that they start reflecting results outside of you, but those are all things magical that happened. You could stay the same as before, but you choose to transform, which is a progress. So start noticing all these things as a part of little magic that is just becoming bigger and stronger. And you are becoming more magical, my friend. So I hope you found something valuable today. I will finish it here. I hope you've enjoyed in today's artwork as well. Thanks to all of you. I truly appreciate everyone who chose to support my art on our store, AttractPassion.com. Each painting has a spark of magic within. And sometimes people just write us like, I feel so good when I look at it. I feel so recharged when I look at it. So I'm so grateful for all of your feedback. It means a lot. And to anyone who've experienced something like that, well, keep it going. So also to anyone who would love to work with me one-on-one, I'm offering coaching sessions, so you can book a calling on the link in the description of this video. To anyone who would like to get your journey to the next level, and maybe you have some missing links, that's what we are working on. So go and check it out, and till next time, one love.